Hey, welcome back. It's Berto from Sling Paint Gaming. I'm running solo because I'm going over my battle reports from the Stele Open 2016. This is round number 2. All right, so round number 2 was pretty interesting. I met a lovely lady named by Linda. She was manning a Millennium Falcon setup. I did never play the Millennium Falcon or a heavy turreted ship like this. This thing was outfitted to the nine. It had everything. This was it was my first loss. So I was going into the second round as a loss in the ship. I made one major critical error, and I beat myself up for it because I was like, what was I thinking for some reason? And I could tell you what I was thinking when I was playing this. All right, so let me switch over here just so you can see what I was playing. So this was Linda's list. She had, all right, she was running Chewbacca, okay? She had a lot of stuff, okay? She was running, where is it? That stuff was everything else. Here it is. All right, she had the Millennium Falcon, C-3PO, Predator, and Gunner. She was running Wedge with Predator. And then she was also running, I think that's the regular Bandit Squadron Headhunter, nothing special. These cards were the other cards from the other guy that was playing next to us, I believe. But that was her list. This setup for Chewbacca was brutal. It was really brutal for me. And you're going to see in the first thing here. So, all right. So setup. Based on the asteroid rock placement, I said, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of the right-hand side because it's got less rocks, and you can see that on the top there. The top right section had less rocks. I said, let me take advantage of that. I said, even if she runs the ship on the other side, on the left side, I said, it's still easier probably to go up around those rocks and cut across the middle. But when she started lining up her ships, she lined up the Falcon almost dead center in front of me. And I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, ooh. Oh baby, that is me. I'm all over that right there. I love when big ships are in front of me because it's a lot of dice slinging for me, and I can keep the formation, keep it in tight, and basically sling a lot of dice. 12 dice at range 2, 3, 16 dice at range 1. It is insane. If you saw some of the videos that we had before, playing against the Hound or any other ship, large base ships, it's brutal. It's brutal when you're slinging that many dice, especially in formation. A lot of people think when they see swarms, they think of TIE swarms, only 2 attack dice. This is 3 dice, native. It's great. So I'm sitting there playing. I lined it up. I said, okay, you know what? Let me try to cover much ground right off the bat. I said, I'm going to do a 4 forward, and I'm going to boost 1 in. So you can see my ships. They're kind of to the side. I think she did a 1 or 2 with Chewbacca. She slowed it up, and she slowed even Wedge up as well. Now, if you look how she's got here, this setup, okay, I'm sitting there. I think we were either just out of range, or I think I maybe got 1 or 2 shots on Chew. But nothing hit because the way she's got Chewbacca, she's got C-3PO set up. And it was long distance range, so she got 1 dice plus distance range 3 bonus, 2 dice, and she was running C-3PO. And also the Millennium title card, she was able to evade, so she was basically getting a lot of evades, free evades. So my first reaction to this was, I said, okay, I'm thinking about it. I was like, I want to target the Millennium Falcon. But then for some reason, I don't know where I went wrong in my head. I said, I don't like Wedge's ability. So I did like a 1 or a 2. I think it was a 2 forward. I kept it real slow. I said, let me do the 2 forward. She had Wedge right here to the left. I took this picture right after I took out Wedge. I went after Wedge instead of going after the Millennium Falcon. This was my fatal flaw. Why I did this, I'm still like, why did I not go for the heavy ship, the big ship, the ship that had the most points on it? I think for some reason, I was thinking bigs in my head, and I think that's what it was. Like I had to shoot at Wedge for some reason because I thought it was bigs where you have to shoot. If you can target, I think Biggs's ability is like if you can target him instead, you have to shoot at him. For some reason, that was in my mind. Even though I didn't ask or didn't do anything, I just thought that in my head. Wedge's ability, I believe, is when he's attacking you, you lose 1 agility. And for some reason, a lot of people also go a little scary about that too, and I was, because I only had one. If he's attacking one of my ships, but for some reason I thought 4 ships in my head that he can attack me 4 times. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I was thinking wrong. So I targeted on, let me pull it back here. I targeted on Wedge, which was right to the left of that Falcon. Range 1 with all my ships. I think it took him out with 3 ships. It was instant. It was brutal. I should have targeted the Falcon. That was where I messed up, because if you look at the other the rounds, I started coming around. I K-turned. The one that my ship that was badly damaged, I did a 4K turn instead of a Talon roll. And the reason why I did that was to get some distance, because I knew he had to move his ships up, but I wasn't sure where the Headhunter were going, and also the turret. I'd rather have my ship further away. She actually didn't focus fire the T70 that was hurt. I thought she was going to go after that ship because, it was hurt. But she started going, I think, after one of my other ships that were closer, where she can get some range bonus, or not give me range bonus, I should say. But she was playing a great game. She was using Gunner and Predator, and because of Predator, I was also a 2 value, so she was able to re-roll 2 dice. It was just brutal. And you can see here, I'm still keeping my 4 ships after removing, and she's moving slow with but I'm always constantly behind her, placing my ships in arc. I think one ship right here is arc. And you can see this is where I lost a ship. One ship finally went down. But the Headhunter was also doing some nasty damage too. And then finally, I think I still got the 3 ships here. And then I'm down to 2 ships. Still trying to plug away at the Falcon. She turns back around. She comes around. I think she just missed me on here. She didn't bump me, so she just passed me. It was like a close call. And that's when she took, because it was a range 1 close call, not a bump, so she lit up that ship. I have 1 ship left. She still has her Headhunter up top there. And then range 1 of the Falcon, which has got 3 dice native, which is nasty to begin with. I think that's when actually the game was called. And this is the resting spot where I got basically nailed with the 1 ship. She cleaned me up, took 100 points. I did get the points for Wedge. And guess what? I left Chewbacca on the board with 1 hull left. It came down to that final round, the previous round before the final round, right? Because she was able to shoot first, and then she took me out next round. The previous round, I rolled, I think it was like 3 hits. She did the Millennium Falcon title, which is she gets the evade, right? And then she's rolling the dice. Before she's rolling the dice, she says, I'm going to do C-3PO. I have to call 1 evade, right? Because I rolled 3 hits. I think that was range 2. It was just as shy of range 1. And I had the focus token, so it was a natural 3-hit roll. Actually, no, that was the previous round. I'm sorry. I did have a focus token, but it was a range. I forget it was, or did I roll this? Let me see here. It was a range 1, but I think I was just it was natural 3 hits. I was like 3 hits and a blank, I think it was, or whatever it was. Anyway, but she, what she does? She calls out. She says, "I'm gonna do C-3PO." She's like, "I gotta pick 1." She's got to pick 1 for the guess, because if she gets the guess right, she blocks the thing. Chewbacca's still alive. Next round, she's got primary fire, and I think I had 1 hull left on my ship. So, I mean, it was right down to the wire. She took me out. It was an awesome. But I learned a huge lesson in there was when you have a point ship, especially a turreted ship, a large ship that has a lot of points sitting in front of you, take that thing out first. That was a huge mistake on my part, so it actually cost me that round. I did get like 30-something points, so that put me down low in the rankings overall. So, I mean, that was round 2. I learned a lot from this. I think I played it well moving forward, and my ships did the best. Like, it sent a huge volley of fires at Wedge and took Wedge right off the board, real fast. But my fatal flaw was not going for the Falcon point blank range. I should have went for the Falcon instead of Wedge. I got mine screwed, for lack of better words. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, that was round 2. Like I said, I'll put the list up and this and that, but you can saw her list. It was a nasty, hard-hitting list. She actually went 5-1. I think she lost only 1 game, and when she lost the 1 game, she I'm not sure who she lost to, but she made the top 16. So she came back the second day and played in the top 16. And I think she fared pretty well. I think she got past the first round, if I recall. I'm not sure exactly. But she did phenomenal, but she didn't make the top 4, top 2. But it was a great, to play her. She was awesome, loved it. And I learned a lot from that match. Don't get mind screwed. Go for the big prize. If it's in front of you, take as many shots because that's where the moneymaker is. That's all the points. If you get, did get half the points on Chewbacca, but still, I would have got full points. If I would have took that earlier, Chewbacca was the one that was doing damage to me a lot. If I took Chewbacca out and I had a Headhunter and Wedge, even though they were higher skill value pilots, I'm more maneuverable. The T70s have the Talon roll native, okay? The T70s got boost. My ship-wise, even though I was lower pilot skill value, my ship was still maneuverable where I could position myself a lot better. So I probably, if I would have had more shots on Chewbacca, I probably wouldn't have taken out the first round. But when I K'd and turned around, I would have sent a lot more dice to Chewbacca's way and off that thing. And then I would have just been dealing with Wedge and the Headhunter, which let's say if I lost one in exchange with the Chewbacca, I would have had 3 T70s versus Wedge and a Headhunter where I got boost, I got a Talon roll, and I think I would have fared a lot better. But lesson learned, she played an excellent match. She actually executed that ship perfectly. Headhunter did some serious business too. Because she knew I had to go for Chewbacca. I had to take out that turreted ship to get the points. So she was just placing her Headhunter where she knew where my guys would be or in abouts, and did some heavy damage with the Headhunter too. A regular 12-point shit. She was getting in range 1 in some of the shots, and I couldn't do nothing about it. But anyway, it was an excellent game. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. Again, this is a battle report. It was just a high-level thing I wanted to cover on the Stele Open. I got a bunch of pictures. I have round 3, 4, 5. And 6, and which we'll be doing another video for each one of those and going through the list that I played at Stele Open. And we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.